Okay, hello everyone. Doing a quick video here. I think it's gonna be a chart fest for tonight. I just wanted to share a couple thoughts on the market action and just go through recent trades and, like I said, tons and tons of charts. So buckle up and let's get started. Let's move into the disclaimer here before we dive in. Please do your own homework, your own due diligence. And this is not an investment advice or recommendation to buy, sell any security that you guys see tonight. So let's kind of jump in here. I wanted to go directly to my two things that I watch for. Like I said many times, I make things very, 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 very simple. And the two things that I look at every day is 52-week net high and lows, and stocks above moving averages. And it's been extremely difficult market. Again, I'm doing this right off of my head right now and my thoughts, but it's been frustrating, to say the least, and probably a lot of you are feeling that frustration as well. It's been extremely difficult. My goal, and I've been pretty successful at it, is really keeping my my equity curve flat, and it has been. I catch some stuff here that inches it up a little bit, but then it's like really flat when we try to do these drops back down. And right now I'm gonna go through all of my old trades, the ones that I stepped out on and the ones that I'm still in, and then hopefully I won't end up being all in cash in the next few days. But it's been very difficult, but it's been difficult because of this, guys, because the market is still under a lot of selling pressure underneath the surface. And I have tweeted about it multiple times. Even though the S&P 500 is showing lower lows and lower highs, it's in a downtrend. But even even here's the pullback on the Nasdaq 100. But really the real story, if you look at IWM, IWO, RSP, the equal weighted S&P, they're all don't look like this. They look a lot worse. And that's where the story has been. There's a lot of selling still underneath the surface, and you can see it here. So we are back to really expansion on net lows, the 52-week net lows. We only went positive for maybe a couple of days on the NYSE. The Nasdaq up here really never did go into the positive, so it's still showing weakness. IWM did go positive. This is the IWM down here on the right bottom. This is the Nasdaq 100. This is the S&P 500. So it went positive for one day and then back down negative. So it's still challenging market. If you're only looking at this from an S&P perspective and Nasdaq, yeah, we can still pull down here and consolidate, and then maybe create this left shoulder, head, and right shoulder over here, and then start moving up. And that's what I would like to see. Obviously, I wanted to see that on the IWM, but I think it's a bit too late for the IWM. So let's go to the IWM chart in Trading View. Let's go to IWM right here, and you see this is what I was hoping for, and that's why I was a little bit aggressive today. So I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna cut today out, and then we're gonna move one day. And what I was really hoping to see is this, right? So left shoulder, head, right shoulder, okay? And then the reason why, even though the net 52-week highs were turning back red, the reason why I was still positive is because of this here. You see the pullback taking place, one lower low, two lower low, three lower lows. But then what's happening under the surface, a lot of stocks are holding above their 20 MA. So that's positive. So if you look at this here, from here all the way to here, let's take that. There's just, this is your current, right? You're swimming against the current. There's a lot of stocks below their 20-day moving average. So the short-term trend is negative. And now we broke that cycle and we're back up here and holding. This is the 50% line. So we pulled back for 1, 2, 3 days and we're holding. If you've read Mark Minervini's books, Mark talks about one of the violations that you want to watch for, and that's kind of when you start having 3 lower lows, 4 lower lows, that's when you need to start turning back up. If you start having 5, 6, 7, 8 lower lows, that's really not a good sign anymore. So if there is institutional support, you should see 3 to 4 lower lows, and then you should start seeing buyers coming back in. So this was holding, it was a good sign. We're back down to the 21 EMA. And then I saw a lot of setups last night. I'm going to go through these setups with you guys in a minute, and then show you all these setups that I was seeing. And that's why I took a stab at a couple today with stop limit orders. So that was kind of the reasoning, but now we have this. Can it still work? Yes, but a bar opening at the high and then just selling all day long, it's kind of hard. We've got a gap down here, so we'll see if we go down and fill it. But I have things tightened up here. Stop move to break even. Not willing to take any risk. So anyway, so that was my thought. And these are the stocks that I saw setting up coming into today. So I'm gonna go through a few of them. So obviously VRT. It was, whoops, let's not do that. Let's go to this chart here, VRT. This is the one that I took today, tightening up at support. I took it coming out right here. I actually took it coming out of this high right here. So I took it coming out right here, and it was looking really strong, really good, and then fizzled during the day. If you go to the 5-minute chart here, which I don't trade off of, but this is the entry. It goes down. It's probably scared some people, probably got people stopped out, break even, and then went back up, tested the high. Coming back all the way down here, that was not looking good. Not a good sign. You tested it once, and then you're just selling all the way back down to it again. Most likely we're not gonna hold, and that's what happened. But and that's kind of really when I tightened my stop up a little bit, and I got taken break even. So anyway, not break even, a little bit of a loss. So this was one of them that was looking, and honestly, this wasn't the best looking setup. I just don't like this volume here. But it's VRT, something that I have been trying to get into, but this, shooting stars here on big volume, closing at the bottom range of the candle. I think there's supply that still need to be, need a little bit of time here to absorb that supply. So I wasn't too convinced in the setup, and when that happens, I am out very quickly. So if I take a setup that I have some hesitation, and this volume was part of my hesitation. If this was not the VRT ticker, I would have not taken it. And I admit it, I fall for these, but VRT is a stock that, potentially a lot of institutional demand, a known name, and I do like to be in them. But because of the volume, if this was not VRT, I would probably have not taken it. So admittedly, I'll do that. But if I do take it, it either has to work right away or I'm out, because my conviction is not high from a setup perspective in of itself. So I took this one and then I kind of tightened up the stop and got out pretty quickly. CCJ was another one that I came into the day. Classic pullback buy. I bought it right here. I like the setup. I've been in this stock before. I bought it here. I can't remember. I sold it here somewhere. This has been really strong. Pulled back, orderly. High volume pocket pivot on earning, pulling back after that. Very orderly. Everything is holding up. Up down volume is good. RS is good. OBV is good. Pocket pivots. No selling coming back down. So I like it. Coming back to support, finding buyers at the 21 EMA, and then calming down, and then I take it up here with a controlled risk. Now, you could have bought this two ways, right? There's not one way is right and the other one is wrong. The one way that you could have bought this, and it's probably more the more practiced way, is buying it down back to the 21 EMA, fallen. And there's a lot of traders that do that. I don't. I have my reasons, and maybe I'll do a video about it one day as to why. I don't want this to drag for more than half an hour. We still have a lot of tickers to go through. But I don't buy them falling down. I have my reasons, and I would make a video on that. I like them to stabilize before I try to limit my risk. One of the bigger reasons why I don't buy and fall them down is because there's a lot of stocks that are falling down when 1 or 2 or 3 and 4 are falling down, and I can't really control the risk. But when they stabilize and then move back up, that's what I want to do. And I've drawn this before many times, and I'm gonna draw that again for you guys because I want it to stick in your brains. Pull back buy. I buy it here, not going down, turning back up. That's exactly what I did with this. So this looks good. What's going to happen tomorrow? I don't know. But this is another one that I came in the day and it was setting up, right? And then others, you have, I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. Not going to dive in. PCAR, right? Here's nice setup, pivot, with the trend line going down. It triggered today, but I did not take it. I don't like the volume here. I don't like the swings here. But if you go to the weekly trumps the daily. This looks fine. Weekly looks fine. Daily looks suspicious. But this is an okay volume pattern on this consolidation here, right? Big jump up. And now it's flagging, right? This is more like a really long flag. So it looks good, but I did not take it. And then you have ALV is another one that I put on your guys' radar. I really like this one. Setting up really tight. This right here, this setup right here was really good for coming into the day. This calming down just for one day after this up, little pullback, calming down. If the market was good, this probably would have worked, but now it's selling off. Still obviously watch list item, obviously volume here. If you go to the weekly, it's not going to look as bad. Actually, it looks pretty good on the weekly. You got support, right? So institutions are coming and buying the stock back up every time it tries to sell off, okay? So I came in the day with that one. I came into the day with BRZE, right? Again, tight right here. Oops, let's do that. Let's do replay, right? So that's how it was looking yesterday, right? Again, tight, okay? WWD broke out of this trend line, pulled back, tight, moved out today. Love the volume pattern right here, okay? MNSO came in the day with that one, right? So let's get rid of the nasty day today. This was looking like this, right? Looks pretty good. Love the volume pattern here. So that's another one. FUTU, same thing. Let's do the replay here. Came into the day, up, pull back, potentially up, like the volume pattern here. So that was looking good too. And then CRS, a little nasty volume here, but I'm just kind of pointing out the tight setups here, right? So up, pull back, potentially up, but it did break out, but it really didn't go anywhere. Kind of died on you here. Whoops, my bad. Died on you there. And then MDB was one that was on my list. It needs a little bit more work, but it was tightening up here on the right hand side. Informatica was really tight here as it came in today. Tried to move out, but we're really still not in a market that you can buy these extended up here like this. But very tight, holding gains, pretty good, but obviously triggered and then stopped people out. Okay, so that did not work. And then Path, I was just watching it. It's not my favorite setup here, but if Path is going to be moving and doing something, my other stocks that I want to be in, they're probably gonna do as well or even better. But this was just keeping an eye on, right? And here's tightening up here after this big move, tightening up. So you just saw how many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stocks that were on my primary list that are setting up and telling you potentially the market could have range expansion. And I was expecting that range expansion to the upside, not the downside. And we were doing pretty good for the most of the morning. I think until some treasury news came out, whatever. I don't watch that stuff, but I think that's what folks are saying on Twitter. But it doesn't matter, right? So we ultimately reversed in the afternoon, and that's that. AXON was another one that I'm watching from yesterday that broke out. So this was on my list that looked like the following. Pretty tight coming into earning, and then it jumped up on earning, and now sold back down. I mean, that's the kind of crap that we're dealing with right now, right? This happened today, but yesterday it was another indication that, hey, look, there are buyers that potentially we could be turning back around here. And if you guys remember, I kind of threw many stocks at you over the weekend. If you go, I'll kind of link to that video at the end. But if we go through them quickly, right? Uber held, right? So those are the ones that I showed you from last week, from last Sunday or whatever. So Uber, MELI, okay, holding. NVDA, obviously holding, right? After the run up. DKNG, holding. PLTR, holding. Now, holding. ANET, holding. PENS, holding. We just did INFA. Obviously, that's holding. SHOP, holding. And then FTAI, holding. Okay. So when I'm seeing all of that, we just talked about the IWM and the stocks above the moving averages and stuff like that. Things are holding, right? But there are things that are selling off as well. So again, frustrating. But we'll see what happens. But there was no signs that we should just sell everything and get on the sideline. That wasn't there, and that's why people ask me, "Hey, are you still holding?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm still holding. I didn't sell. I sold one stock. I'll go through it now." But so let's go through the ones that I was able to get on, and then we'll go from there. So obviously, Crowd was kind of one of the first ones that I got back into, and Crowd was bought over here. Okay, I'm still in it. Haven't sold it. I would like to add, if stop has been moved to break even, I would like to add if this would allow me. Okay, so I'm still in this one. AVAV, I'm still in this one as well. I got into this one here. Okay, I'm still in it. I also de-risked this one, and now it's kind of pulling back. Not high volume, so just letting it stop me out. If I didn't take my profits now, there's no need to take them now. APPF is another one that I'm in. That tick is already here, so I got into on this one, and then the next day up. Maybe pulls back down here, and then keeps me in the game. I would love to stay in those two. VRT or 3. VRT, we just went through this, got stopped out. And then CCJ, I bought that today. I'm still in it. And then NBIX, my bad. How do we forget about NBIX? I bought NBIX here, right here. Was looking really good 2 days ago. It was looking great here as well. This is very expected. And I was thinking it should hold up in this area and then head back up and potentially allow me to do an add-on. And boom, right? Slammed. I obviously tightened up the stop here just to kind of keep things tight, but this just did not hold. Not a lot of volume here, but it is what it is. Still downtrending 200. This is... It's really not in stage 4. It's just been sideways for very, 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 very long time. So that's why your 200 MA is kind of flat. But it was not in a deep dive stage 4. So that's kind of the caveat there. Really big jump here off the lows. Good numbers, obviously, if you look for in MarketSmith. We can actually do that quickly. So there are reasons why I took it. NBIX, it's actually right here. I like the breakout year right here. So you'll see $3, $3, $2, $3, $3, $6 next year. Okay, good numbers. So potentially, again, it's on all time frames. So up, pull back, up, and I'm buying it right here. And that's what I tried to do with this one here. So obviously I'm out. So I got this one, which was also really, how many percentage is this? So I got in here, and I think I moved my stop below the entry bar. So that was like 1% loss, very, very, very minor. On VRT, it was 1.6, 1.7, something like that. So it was very, very, very small. And then the only other stock that I bought and sold is Microsoft. I've made multiple videos on this, and I bought the stock right over here, right at the open. And then I sold it yesterday, pretty much at the high of the day. Oops, do that. I sold it right over here. That was the only one. But if you look at, what is that from a percentage perspective? So that's about 7%. I think it was 7%. So makes up for my losses plus some. And I have CrowdStrike, AVAV, APPF, and CCCJ that are open right now. Pretty much all of them de-risks except CCJ. So that's kind of how I keep my losses controlled. Try to keep my equity curve flat to trending up, and just easy. I mean, you guys have seen me sitting, doing nothing, and then, kind of getting in when the opportunity is there. I have been out, you guys know, since 1010 before I bought Crowd. Crowd was my first entry back in, right? And then Crowd was on 1031, and I was out from 1010. And the reason I was out from 1010 is because I took a stab at Tesla. And let's do that here. So I bought Tesla here, right? Let's color that blue. And then I got stopped out 2 days after, or 3 days, whatever. So that was on 1010. And then the only other stock that I also bought on 1010 is GTLB. I bought that one right here as well. So let's do that right here. And then I got stopped out 3 days after. And then that's it. I mean, from there, I mean, if you look at the IWM, here's your 10-10, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days up. Here's your 10-10, pretty much but the high of that turn. And then from there was just nothing to do, right? So I just kind of sat the entire time just in cash, just watching every day, assessing whether it's time to go back in. Here's where this big support was, and here's the turn. I like them when they do this, right? This is like mini rounding right here, so that's pretty good. And then that's how I repositioned in the market. So that's kind of all I had for tonight. Hopefully that helped. We went through tons and tons and tons of charts. You guys should maybe watch this again and look at these charts, because they reflect my style. They reflect how I do things. And, hopefully it would help you start kind of seeing that stuff. I know it was quick. We didn't spend a lot of time on these charts, but it's almost half an hour of video. So hopefully that helped. I wanted to do something quick for everyone tonight. And stay safe. It's pretty risky here. We can go we can go either way. I mean, we could just turn tomorrow and start heading back up, and that would be a higher low, and then we'll make a higher high here, and then that would be potentially confirmation of a new uptrend. God knows how long it will last. Or that was it. It was just short covering. Everybody sucked back in, and we're gonna get chewed back out, and new lows. Everything is possible. So don't get married to one opinion that the bull market has started, because no one knows anything. So watch price and action. Stick to your stops. Take your loss. Take a small loss, and move aside. Reassess. Fresh mind. And then get back in when things stabilizes. So I potentially won't be doing anything tomorrow. I don't think I've done all of my stock screening. Honestly, it's been a long day for me, and I did not, finish a lot of screening. But I'll probably sit out tomorrow. It's Friday. I'll just sit out with what I have, and then we'll see how we do tomorrow. Good luck, guys, and I'll catch you later. Thank you.